Oh, I got my little step here. I wore the highest heels I could find. And I'm looking forward to the questions. That's always my favorite part, so don't be shy. It gives me chills to watch that video. I've seen it a couple thousand times at this point, and still I wonder if today's going to be the day that I don't stick the dismount. I'm going to keep that medal a little longer. So one of the questions I get asked all the time is, which is more difficult, training for the Olympic Games or being a mom? Hands down, being a mom. And my kids are great. I have a 5-year-old, and my baby girl just turned 2 yesterday. So happy birthday, baby. But it's tough. I mean, they're great kids. They're kind. They're sweet. But I have an issue because it's that loss of control. I am a type A kind of gal, and I kind of have come to this realization that I cannot be with my kids 24/7. In fact, my husband often jokes with me. He's like, okay, so when do we need to get them outfitted for their next bubble? we want to protect them. We want to keep them safe, but we just cannot be with them every second of every day, and that's kind of a harsh reality, but it's true. We have jobs, we have obligations, and so that's why I think it's, one, very exciting for me to be speaking with all of you today, because you really are partnering in a way that you can extend that reach and help take care of our children. At the end of the day, when we partner together, our children win. And I would love to think that I can do it all. I mean, I think we a lot of times get into that mindset. I can do that. I can do that. Yes, I can. But we can't do it alone. And so I think that reality check as a parent is, you know what, we need organizations like this that will work with us and help our children to succeed. We want them to have every opportunity to be as successful as they dream that they can be. And so I thank all of you for helping make that happen. Today I want to talk a little bit about winning, because I think at the end of the day we all want to win, right? So I want to talk a little bit about the gold medal mindset. And for me, this is really the mindset that helps you achieve your goals and find success, no matter what that success is. The next step, the next goal, how do we find success? And don't worry, you don't have to do cartwheels. I won't make you do flips today. You don't have to swim like Michael Phelps, because the gold medal mindset is really just an attitude of getting up and winning every day. No matter what life or work throws at you, every moment counts. Just remember that. Every moment counts. So to me, the gold medal mindset looks a little bit like this. Number 1, set goals. Gotta have a plan. Set goals. Number 2, stay motivated. It's great to have a plan, but if you don't make it happen, it doesn't do anyone any good. It will always be just a dream. Set goals, stay motivated, and the last piece of the puzzle is keeping a positive attitude. We have to have the right attitude going into our problems. Setting goals, of course, that's part of what helps us stay motivated along the way, and helps us and ourselves keep each other accountable to those goals. My coach, Steve Nuno, he used to sit us down at the beginning of each year. We'd sit on that big floor exercise, and he'd pass out these index cards. And so on one side of the card, we had to write down, what are our long-term goals? What are those dreams? And I would write something like, I want to compete at the state competition. And eventually, I would write down, I want to represent the United States of America at the Olympic Games. But he didn't let us off that easy, because again, very easy to have a dream, but what are the steps you need to take to make it happen? So we had to write down our short-term goals on the other side. So painstakingly, we'd write down things like, okay, so if I want to make it to the state competition, I need to learn a new uneven bar dismount. I need to work on my flexibility. I need to condition harder, get stronger. So those were things I could get up every day and actively work on in order to make it to that long-term goal. And I tell you, those the Saturday morning workouts, those were the toughest. Oh my goodness. You come off of a 6-hour, 7-hour workout on Friday night. You'd go home, maybe do a little bit of homework, eat dinner, get in bed, and it was like the blink of an eye, and all of a sudden you're up again. And I would come down the stairs, I'd carry my huge gym bag, and I would look over into the living room. I'd see my sister and brother sitting there in their PJs, watching cartoons, eating Fruit Loops. I'm headed to another 6-hour workout. And that was tough. I mean, I love gymnastics, but that was tough. And it was on those mornings that I really had to reach down in my gym bag and I would dig out that index card. And I would look at that long-term goal, that dream of mine. And then I would flip that card over and I would see all the things I still needed to check off my list if I wanted to achieve that dream. We have to have goals. Decide on your goals, large and small. I encourage you to write them down. It's great to put them in the smartphone, on your calendar, but write it down. Keep a copy on your bathroom mirror, on your refrigerator door, in your purse or your wallet. Write them down and look at them every day and throughout the day to remind yourself of those things that you can actively be working on at every moment. When you succeed, you give others the opportunity to do the same. And I know that part of setting and achieving goals is also overcoming obstacles along the way. And there's always going to be something that threatens to derail us on the road to success. It might be a specific challenge or barrier. It might be a mistake that we've made. Earlier this week, I was up in Indianapolis for Olympic Day, which was really exciting because it kind of kicks off the road to Rio next year. And of course, when the thought of the Olympics comes up, I often get reminded that next year is also the 20th anniversary. No, I don't feel old at all. 20th anniversary of the gold medal win from the Magnificent Seven in 1996. Anyone there in Atlanta? Maybe even in the arena? Ah, nice. Hopefully some of you watching on television, and hopefully some gymnastics fans out there. What an incredible summer. It was absolutely amazing. And walking into the Georgia Dome to 40,000 screaming fans, flashbulbs going off like it's the 4th of July, and we just felt like this was our night. We're not leaving that arena without our gold medal. And by the end of the evening, there we stood. The first ever U.S. women's gymnastics team to win Olympic gold for the United States of America. Talk about a dream come true for all of us. I mean, it was so magical that night, and you kind of stand up there on the podium, a lot like this, and eventually they make you get down. So down we went, down kind of like stairs, like a lot like this, and my coach met me at the bottom, and he gave me kind of this big bear hug, and he took me by the shoulders, and he said, "Now get ready, get focused, you have 3 more competitions to go." Yes, sir. And he was right. You know, this was only the beginning of my Olympics. It's a 2-week duration, and I had qualified for the all-around competition, the vault finals, and also the balance beam finals. So I went into the all-around competition, and I was doing really well until I got to floor. And even if you're not a gymnastics fan, you know that stepping out of bounds is never a good thing. Yes. I don't like to relive that moment too much. It was heartbreaking, to step over that white line and basically know that I was stepping out of any possibility of winning a medal that night. That was tough. That's that when you wake up in a cold sweat at night, that's the moment you're reliving. But it was kind of one of those moments. You get the tears out, and then you say, "What do I do now? I have to forget the past. I have to move forward. How can I redeem myself?" So redemption, that was my goal. So I went into the vault finals. I saluted the judge. I ran down that 70-foot runway as fast as my legs would take me. I hurtled onto that springboard, and I flew right over the top of the horse, landing splat on my backside in front of the world. Not exactly how I saw my Olympics going. I had started out on such this high, and now it's just crashing and burning left and right. And that was just devastating. I mean, I never fell on this vault, and all of a sudden, splat on my rear end. And then the terror set in. This understanding that I had one last event, my final 90 seconds of my Olympic career, the last opportunity I have to bring home a medal for my country. And it all came down to balance beam, 4 inches, the most feared event in all of gymnastics, and this is what I had to look forward to, and I was terrified. And I remember that final night, walking up onto the podium, saluting the judge for the last time, and I held my hands over the top of the beam for just a couple of extra seconds that night, and I thought, this is it. I've done all the work, the repetition, I've been through the blood, sweat, and tears. I have nothing left to give. All I can do is go out there, I can give it 100%. I can try my best. That's all I can do. That's all I can ask of myself. And that's all anyone can ask of me. And so with that thought, I started the routine. And it was the first time that I could remember truly allowing the audience in, because really from day one in gymnastics, you were taught to block out everything that's going on around you. And I was extremely shy as a child, so that came very natural to me. That was really one of my strong suits, was the mental game and being able to block out the audience or the cameras or anything else and just kind of live in my own world with my blinders on. But not this time. I needed to feel the support of that crowd, and I certainly did that night, and it's like they carried me through this routine, and then all of a sudden I'm at the end of the beam, arms raised high, ready for the dismount, and I just said a little prayer, please God, just let me land on my feet tonight. I hurtled toward the end of the beam, 1 twist, 2 flips. When I felt my feet hit the floor, it was just the most amazing feeling, this mix of joy and excitement and relief. And I saw my coach, Steve, going crazy on the sidelines, jumping up and down. I think I saluted the judge, but who knows at that point. I didn't know what the score was. I didn't know if there was a medal, what color it might be. I just wanted to live in that moment. That moment when all of the hard work and sacrifice pays off. We always tend to remember those gold medal moments, but sometimes we forget the sacrifice and the difficulties along the way, the seemingly insurmountable obstacles that we face, the injuries, the people that say, you can't do this. You'll never make it. We forget about those portions. We forget about the tough skills that we have to learn. We forget about the days that we just want to give up. We can't think about those. We have to remember the successes that we have. I think life has taught me that training for the Olympics was really just preparing me for life in general, because we all face challenges and obstacles. We all want to succeed, and we all fall on our backside every now and again. We have to have the right mindset. We have to have that consistent motivation if we're going to achieve our goals. And I think that takes us to step 2 of the gold medal mindset, and that is staying motivated. Setting goals certainly, I think, helps you stay motivated, but sometimes we need a little bit more. We need to be inspired. We need to be held accountable, and we need to understand why we're working so hard each and every day. And we need this as adults, but I think our children need this as well. They need to know that it matters. So I focus a lot on physical activity through my foundation. We are focused on fighting childhood obesity through getting kids active, finding their love for physical activity. And I realize that that's only part of the solution, but it's a biggie. That's a biggie. As PTA leaders, as concerned parents and community members, you know that physical education classes have declined in importance and availability in the last 30 years. I mean, some of these schools, it's non-existent. It's heartbreaking to see these kids not being able to get up and move throughout the day. During this time, we've also seen a rise in the variety of influences that create a more sedentary lifestyle for all of us. Do you remember when you actually had to get up out of your chair and you had to cross the room to go change the channel? And there were only 3 channels anyway, so what did it matter? When recess was about going out. I remember I'd go out on recess. I'd run the 50-yard dash with the boys, see if I could beat them. We'd make up games together with balls and bats and other things. I mean, that's what you did. You got out and you were active. Your parents pushed you out the door and said, don't come home till it's dinner time, till it gets dark. It's what you did. Things have changed for sure, but that doesn't mean that we can't be successful at giving our children the opportunity to lead a healthy and active lifestyle and have fun doing it. If you can get kids active, you make a real difference, not just in their weight. I mean, that's really the last thing that we're talking about. We're talking about their confidence, their self-esteem, managing stress, better grades, the ability to focus when they are sitting in the classroom. Fitness is not about the number on the scale for our kids or for us. It's how we feel. It's how we act, how we approach and conquer challenges. It's a healthy attitude. It really is a lifestyle. We're talking about instilling values that will help reduce a child's risk of very serious health issues. You guys know the drill: type 2 diabetes, heart disease, asthma, hypertension, even certain types of cancer. It's a big deal. And we know that childhood obesity is a nationwide epidemic. Everyone here understands that this is a life-threatening issue that we have the opportunity and the power to prevent. So remind yourself of that each and every day. You have the power to prevent this. And one way we can do that is by utilizing technology. You know, this is one of the things that often replaces physical activity, but we get to use it. We get to make it work for us. Fitness tech is simply just a tool that we can use to help hold kids accountable, help them understand that moving their bodies is a really good thing and how that relates to their overall health. Let's work with what they already love. I mean, my son's 5 years old. He understands how to work my phone better than me. If I have a problem, I'm basically about to hire him to do my PowerPoints for me. Kids in technology, they just get it. So make it fun for them. Wearable technology, heart rate monitoring, these things that help them stay engaged. They can help all of us lead a healthy and active lifestyle by providing motivation and guidance and accountability. We cannot delete PE and recess for our children and expect a better outcome. We can implement ways to take that limited amount of time that we have and make it meaningful. Yes, we can cite specific studies that show an increase in brain function with certain amounts of physical activity. And if you're a parent or a teacher, you know that your kids are able to focus better. They're more productive when they have a chance to exercise. I mean, my 2-year-old, if she starts getting a little bit upset doing something, we take a walk. It's time to walk, do a lap around the house, do something. You have to get kids active. If we really want to change the path we're on, if we really want to make fitness a priority, we need to look at what works. Now is not the time to cut back on activity. It is the time to enhance it. And we can do that working together. More aerobic activity, get that heart rate up, help children take control of their own health. Let's set a good example for them in the choices that we make each day. All of you who support the PTA can be very proud of the work that they do to get kids active and provide access to PE and to recess, not just for the exercise, but for all of the amazing benefits that it provides for our children. Let's get them access to physical activity. Let's keep them engaged to make activity a lifestyle. Of course, I think so much of the time, we're often focused on our kids, and rightly so, but sometimes that means we put ourselves to the back of the line, and we forget to focus on our goals and what we need to do. We lose ourselves in the mix, and it can be easy to become overwhelmed, stressed. disengaged, when you've been told no for the 1,000th time, when the uphill battle just becomes tiresome, when you're not sure if you're really making a difference, that's when you have to buckle down. Double down, work harder, try harder, because there is too much at stake. This is our next generation, and we need to give them every opportunity to succeed. Failure's not falling 9 times. It's refusing to get up the 10th. So every time you have that challenge or make that mistake, get back up. You can succeed. And I think that leads us to our final step in the gold medal mindset, and that's really about attitude, having that positive attitude, and it doesn't have to be 24/7. No one can be completely positive 24/7. I know I personally battle it every day because those negative thoughts, it's so easy for them to creep in. Not every day is going to be easy, we know that, but if you can come into a situation, if you can come into each day and find something positive to focus on, well, then you're on the right track. And you're setting the stage for others around you that will feed off of that positive energy. And I think probably at some point, we've all dealt with someone in our midst who is just surrounded by that negative energy, right? Like someone popped in your head right now. In gymnastics, we used to call it the I'm not happy unless I'm miserable syndrome. And those are the kids, like, they would go to the chalk bowl and you're like, okay, I'll get chalk another day. You can't be around that. Shut it off. I would play games with myself. If someone came to the chalk bowl and they're like, man, I can't believe Steve's making us do 10 routines today. No one in the nation does 10 routines. That's crazy. Da, 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 da. In my mind, I would change that around and think, 10 routines. Today, I get 10 opportunities to work on a skill that I've been having trouble with. Today, I get 10 opportunities to do better than the next kid that's not doing 10 routines. And you know what? I'm going to show up to that competition more prepared, more confident, and I'm going to win. Change that negative attitude into positive, and it will make a world of difference in your actions. If you're always looking for the negative, that's what you're going to get. And unfortunately, a negative attitude spreads very quickly, and it's not something that's easy to come back from. In the face of adversity, we don't allow others to limit our potential. So don't do that to yourself. That's exactly what a negative attitude does. It gets in the way of your success. In 2009, I claimed my proudest title of all, Mom. And yes, I should have brought baby pictures. I will definitely break out the baby pictures later. In 2010, just a year later, I was just riding this high. Everything was going great. My foundation had been going really well. We were doing all these new programs, and my company was moving right along. My son had just turned a year old, so everything was great. I was so busy. I called up my doctor to cancel my appointment. I didn't have time for that. So while I was on hold with the receptionist, I started feeling this wave of guilt. Here I was, an advocate for women's health, about to cancel my own appointment. So when she came back on the line for me to reschedule, I just said, you know what, give me the first available and I'll just figure it out. And she said, oh, well, that was a cancellation on the other line. Can you come over now? If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. But I did. I drove straight over there, not thinking twice about whether or not I'm healthy. And cancer wasn't on my radar. That morning, in the span of about a 15-minute visit, I got the shock of my life. I had a baseball-sized tumor on my left ovary. It was a very quick whirlwind of tests and scans, and by January, I was in surgery to have the tumor removed and followed that up with 9 weeks of a pretty aggressive chemotherapy regimen. My world stopped. There were days I wasn't sure my son was going to have a mother. And I think that's a really tough realization. You know, I think I took my health for granted, that it would always be there. I was always healthy and active. You don't think about it until it's gone. Our kids aren't going to think about it. We have to think about it for them. Cancer is a game changer. It really focuses your priorities like never before. My husband and I discussed how public I wanted to be about my diagnosis because, you know, not every girl wants to go around the country talking about her ovaries. But I figured if I was going to have to go through this, right, the surgery and the chemo and losing my hair and eyelashes and eyebrows, I wanted something positive to come out of it. The toll that it was going to take on me and my family, I needed something positive to come out of it. If I could help one woman make her appointment or go see her doctor or think about those symptoms, then it was a good thing. Turn what seems to be a negative into a positive. You often may find that you need to rethink your strategy, back up, turn around, take a different route. Savor these moments and the blessings that they can bring. It's often these moments that end up defining our character. I believe remaining positive is crucial. I believe a negative attitude is the most detrimental thing to success. Mistakes and obstacles, okay, so we all face those. You can learn from them. Most of the time, even fix them. But a bad attitude can bring you down quicker than anything else. It can cause you to lose hope when you need it most. So for me, that is the gold medal mindset. Set those goals. Write them down. Stay motivated to accomplish them. And keep a positive attitude along the way. Today, I want to thank all of our PTA leaders and each and every one of you for the active role that you are taking in removing obstacles and advocating for the children in your communities. By partnering with each other and continuing to forge ahead with that gold medal mindset, we can make a real difference in the lives of our children in a variety of areas, but certainly with regard to helping children associate physical activity, fitness, with a positive experience and outcome. When you look at winners, whether it's on the field of play, at work, or simply in life, what distinguishes winners from everyone else is not background, it's not talent, it's not even effort. What distinguishes winners from everyone else is follow through. Did you set a goal and follow through? What is it that keeps you moving in a positive direction and helps you achieve your daily goals? I hope that what you'll take away from this morning and this convention is the idea and the excitement of knowing that what you do matters. It matters. Every moment counts. So when you have a rough day or you face an unexpected setback, think about that winning mindset and know that you can succeed. And when you achieve your goals, you inspire others to achieve theirs. When you correct a mistake or bring a positive attitude to a difficult challenge, you're creating a winning atmosphere for everyone. And imagine what amazing things you could accomplish if each and every one of you brought that winning combination, that gold medal mindset to the table every single day. Thank you so much.